Welcome to episode 93 of Tools in the Hall. After Dark. I show you not one but two terrific guns from Rock Island Armory, and I'll show you why they're one of my favorite brands. But first, an update on gloves. It's more of a business update than a product update. These are gloves made by a company called Amex, sold under their GloveWorks brand. They're high quality, 8mm thick nitrile gloves. Now you may be thinking, hey, Lindsay, you were selling your own Coyle Tools brand of gloves for a while. What happened to that? Well, interesting little story there. I had geared up to sell a lot of gloves to my largest account. And it's a government agency who said that they would buy 1,000 boxes of gloves from me every 2 months. And we did this on a handshake deal. Wait for it. Because their purchasing would be below the threshold required to sign a contract. So we did this on a handshake, and I wound up getting burned because their 1,000 gloves, the 1,000 boxes every 2 months turned into about 300 every 5 months. So I had geared up an inventory to have enough gloves on hand to always be able to deliver 1,000 every 2 months. That means I had to buy 4,000 boxes of gloves and keep a bunch in inventory because given how long it would take to get these from my supplier, it was a 90-day lead time from my China supplier on those. And in order to float that lead time and keep my customer in the number of gloves I thought they'd be buying from me, I had to spend an awful lot of money and have a substantial inventory on hand to fulfill those orders, but the orders didn't come through the way I had anticipated. When I asked them why, they said, "We didn't promise you anything." And I said, "I know, but we did have a conversation in good faith." And they said, "Nope, sorry. We're not going to buy that volume from you." So it hurt, it stings, and I did not lose money on the deal. But it took me quite a while to recoup the money. It's been almost a year now, and I will be fulfilling their final order on gloves this week. And I won't be engaging in this kind of branding again, especially with gloves, because unless I can move a high enough volume, it simply isn't worth the time or the money, because it's a big outlay for me to pay my supplier for those gloves up front. So I was in debt for a while. I got that paid off, and now I'm just working on getting rid of the last of my inventory, and I did take what's going to be the last order from this customer. So I'm bummed out that it didn't work, because it would have been really cool to be a high volume glove supplier. High volume for me anyway. It's still been small potatoes compared to what some other companies sell, but it would have been a really cool arrangement to have. But such is life, and people don't always do what they say they're going to do. And I found that this deal lost its luster immediately when, after their initial order came through from me, and they didn't reorder for many months, I found from my individual customers that the gloves they bought from me were not the gloves that they were giving out unless the mechanics specifically asked for them. They were giving out gloves from another vendor, and I didn't realize the other side of that coin was that I was not going to be their only vendor. I thought it was an exclusive deal. I thought they'd be giving these gloves out as their preferred gloves. Come to find, neither of those two things were the case. So I don't say this to badmouth them. I say it as a business lesson that things don't always pan out. The best advice I can give anybody looking to kind of grow their business is that you're going to have to take some level of risk. That level of risk comes at a cost, and you could be on the losing end of that deal. Just be sure that the risk you take isn't so great that if you do lose, it puts you out of business. Such is not the case with us. So we're coming through it fine. We just had a hefty debt we had to pay off to cover the inventory. But, we had a plan for that too. So that all came through. We just had to go to our plan Bs on this one, which isn't always fun, but what are you going to do? It's just what happens when you go into business and you try to grow and expand a little bit. So we're going to be out of the glove business as far as branding our own is concerned, and we'll go back to selling this Amex gloves branded under the GloveWorks name. We had to sell them for more than we were selling our own brand for, because the pricing on ours is rather good. But it's a bummer. I wish it worked out better, of course, but it didn't. So now we move on to the next thing. And the next thing in the tool haul is this 5-piece pry bar set from K-Tool. I showed these to you in another recent tool haul video. These are the curved tip pry bars with a striker cap on them, and the 5 pieces run 8 inches, 12 inches, 17, 25, and 31 inches. If you look at the handles, these may look very similar to the Mayhew Dominator pry bar, and it is because they are, in fact, the Mayhew Dominator pry bar. They are just private labeled for K-Tool. Much like I was doing with gloves, companies buy products from a manufacturer who then private labels that product for the company who bought them so they can sell it under their own name. Usually you get better pricing because they buy in high volume. So that's why I could do gloves for way less than a lot of other guys. That's why these folks do pry bars at a competitively lower price than what you'll find on other tool trucks or other brands. Lifetime warranty on these, and because they're from Mayhew, they are made in the USA. A little insignia right down there. So what more could you want? Mayhew's quality is outstanding. Their product selection is terrific. I love working with them a lot. I love their products. I love the company. Not everything they make is in the US. Some of the stuff is made in Taiwan. But they own their own foundry. They own a plastics company, so they can make an entire pry bar, soup to nuts, including the handles and all. They also make fantastic screwdrivers. I sell a ton of their pick sets, and they have really good punches, chisels, and things like that. So terrific company. Love their products. I don't know that they sell directly, but you'll have to buy their stuff through a dealer. Luckily, I have access to the brand, and I love having access to Mayhew because it's one of those brands that allows you to compete favorably against other tool trucks in my business where I think these are the same exact pry bars that Matco sells. They used to be the ones that Mac sells. I believe Cornwell also sells these same ones from Mayhew under their own brands. But they're all identical, and the prices when I get them under the K-Tool brand are less expensive. From Sunex, a really cool blowgun kit. And it says right on the box, it's high volume blow. They said it, I didn't. In it is this cool setup where you have the gun and a selection of tips. It has a Venturi tip, a 4 3/4 inch tube tip with the rubber end, a 3.5 inch tube tip with the rubber end, and one precision tip. All interchangeable. Sunex quality is very good. I'm a big fan of the company for a lot of reasons. This one was a special order for a customer who saw it in one of the flyers, and the price on this was $34.49. Given their quality, I have every reason to think that this will be a regular item on the truck. Because people buy blowguns, but it's great for a few bucks more to get yourself a way more versatile kit. It's fun to meet new customers who have had bad experiences with other tool guys, and when they come to me with something like the large half-inch flex head locking 90-tooth ratchet from Gearwrench, who they bought from someone else, and they'll say to me, it's can you help me out with it? And I'll say, what's wrong with it? They say, well, the teeth on the flex head don't grab and doesn't work, and they start trying to justify, I wasn't doing anything wrong, and I'm like, it's okay, just relax, I'll take care of it for you. And you can tell they've been burned or that they've had bad experiences with other retailers, and it's nice to be able to put someone at ease, say, no problem, man, you just hang on to that broken one, and we'll get you a new one, and we'll swap it right out, because Gearwrench is one of those companies which is better than most at handling warranties. They don't ask questions. They don't scrutinize why they think something broke. They simply honor the warranty that I put in. And you may be thinking, well, yeah, that's great because you're a dealer. What about me as a consumer who may not have ready access to a tool truck or a dealer? What do I do? Well, you can contact Gearwrench's parent company, a company called Apex Tool Group, and they do have an online form you can submit for a warranty claim. However, I have heard from a lot of people that is a flawed process, and it's very frustrating and time-consuming. And I will admit that there have been times when I've had an older discontinued product that I try to take care of under warranty that my distributor won't handle. So I have had to contact Apex directly, and it's been a little spotty. Sometimes they don't respond. Sometimes they have to follow up and follow up and follow up. And it does get frustrating. So if you're one of those people that have experienced substandard customer service from them directly, I believe I'm with you. Just know that if you work with a dealer like myself or a brick and mortar, it should be much easier. For me, it's a simple matter of ordering a replacement tool from my distributor, giving you the new one, taking an old one, and we are square. And that's the way it should be. It should be that easy all the time. Some companies are better at it than others. Unfortunately, Apex seems to have a few holes in their customer service when it comes to after-sales support. I don't know recently if that's changed because I haven't had a chance to use them. But if you've had any recent experiences with them, let me know in the comments and share that knowledge so that other people can learn from it. Schley is a company that makes nothing but specialty tools, and these are, I wish I could take them out of the package, but I have to deliver to a customer. These are disconnect tools for Cummins engines that work on the fuel lines. And there's 2 of them in there. I know it's difficult to see, but I have to retain them in the package because I have to deliver it. Customer comes to me last week and he said, I'm looking for these fuel line disconnect tools. I don't really know what they look like. And he's saying, one of them kind of looks like this. And so he's doing his best on the thing. And I think I know what you're talking about. And I brought this up on my computer and said, yeah, those are them. So he's getting these. They're a little pricey, but such is the case when you buy specialty tools. These are $71 on the tool truck. And remember, tool truck pricing is always more expensive than other retailers. I'm sure you can find these in brick and mortar retailers or online for less. But when you go to a tool truck, those are the prices. So, but he's happy to pay it because they are exactly what he needs for the job. And when you start getting out of the standard offerings of sockets, wrenches, ratchets, pliers, and you start getting into the world of specialty tools, be prepared to spend more money than maybe you'd like. But when they are exactly the right tool for the job and they're what you need, nothing substitutes for that. One of my customers said, hey, what do you have for organization for stubby wrenches? And we are in luck because Ernst has all these really cool organizational tools. They make terrific parts trays and drawer organizers. They make a lot of different wrench racks, and they have this one specifically for stubby wrenches. And I said, how many wrenches do you have? And he said, I have 11 of them. And wouldn't you know, this one holds 11 wrenches. So I said, perfect. So this is the one he's getting, and their prices are really good. This is like $12. And when organization is what you're after, it really does pay for itself in the efficiencies that you gain in being able to find your tools faster and do your jobs quicker, because that equates to more time in the day, so you can work on more vehicles. You can get paid more money if you can work on that extra car every day, every week, or whatever it is. And when you're working a commissioned job or you're flying on hours, organization and efficiency are the name of the game. Look for ways to optimize that. Look for specialty tools that can allow you to work faster. And you might think, well, tools are expensive, I know, but just ask yourself this question. If I buy this specialty tool to do this job and others like it, how much money will that tool earn me? And then you can weigh that against the cost. That really is probably the best way to look at the cost of tools, so that you're not always thinking, man, all I keep doing is shelling out money for these tools. The tools are earning you money when you use them, and if you can turn out a job faster, that's earned you more money, because now it frees up your time to work on more cars. I showed you one of these a week or so ago. This is an 18-piece screwdriver set from K-Tool. I do not brag about the quality of this set. They're fine for light-duty work, or if you're a homeowner and you want to have a handy, fairly complete set at your disposal, this is a terrific option. They've got slotted Phillips and 10 of these smaller precision screwdrivers in them. Why do I have it? Well, because this is a freebie to me when I buy some other things of the K-Tool brand. I think it's those Pry Bars. So when I buy the Pry Bar set, they give me a screwdriver set. The cool thing about this is it allows me to do something fun with customers and earn a couple of extra bucks in the process. So with something like this, I'll do like a name your price thing. So when someone finds it on the shelf to say, hey, how much are these? I say, okay, we're going to play a game, and the rules are very simple, but you have to listen before you say anything. And the rules are, what you say is what you will pay. So the number that comes out of your mouth is what you will pay for these screwdrivers or whatever it is I'm doing the name your price thing with. I said, so think carefully. I said, before you say anything, just know that this is a measure of your moral character. And that usually gets some guys to stop and think, and they'll come up with a number, and whatever the number is what they're going to pay. Now, if I don't like that number, if I think they're shortchanging me, I'll say, okay, but we can't play it again. So they know that going in, and the customer that I played this game with this last set of screwdrivers, he really hemmed and hawed, and he didn't like the game because he wants to make sure that it's fair for both of us. And guys like that are the best guys I play this game with because they have a moral fortitude, and they don't want to screw me, and they don't want to pay too much. So it's like, I don't know, what do you think? I said, I can't, that's the rules of the game are I can't say anything. And I don't know how much they cost if you were to buy them, so I can't give you hints. So I was like, oh, I don't know. So he finally came with a number. I'm like, okay, that's what it is. It's sold. And he says, okay, well, can we play again sometime? I'm like, yeah, we can, don't worry. So guys like that are fun to play with because they really take it to heart, and they want to make sure that I'm getting a fair shake too. So I appreciate guys like that. And this kind of thing is the perfect product to do that with because everyone needs screwdrivers. Even if you just want to set for home or you want to give it away as a gift or something, for some fairly short money compared to what a real expensive set of pro-grade screwdrivers cost, this is a great alternative. From Titan, this is their line of non-aerosol spray cans. This is just like the Sure Shots. In fact, the parts are all interchangeable. This costs about 10 or 15 bucks less than the Sure Shot, and these have performed very well for many years. I love them a lot. The ones I keep on the truck because I'd rather save the customers some money and without them having to go into something like the Sure Shots, they can get this with that eared filler cap that you don't need a wrench with, and I can sell the Sure Shot repair kits for this to replace the internals if they ever need it. So these are great options, and there's one shop in particular that buys these for their guys. And the upside for me is that they cycle through a lot of guys. So, guys are coming on board all the time and leaving, but every time they come on board, they buy more of these spray cans from me. So, they keep me my spray can business going. But Titan has red, orange, green, blue, and black in these. I try to keep all the colors on the truck at once, but I just sold the last one to the shop, and so this is one of the ones they're going to restock. Every time a Maxxeon Cyclops light comes out in a new color, it is popular, and they just came out with pink. Their newest color before this was blue, and I knew that they would sell right away, so I got some of every color. The pink ones have already sold out, so I'm restocking on the pinks. I just have, I think, 4 this go around. I've already got some guys that asked me to hold some from this next batch, so some of these are already sold. But these Cyclops lights are really handy work lights. They're rather bright. There's 720 lumens on high. They have a swivel magnetic base with a 1/4-20 threaded hole in there so you can mount it on a tripod, and it comes with a recharging cord in it. You can also use that swivel mount as a base if you wanted to angle it up if you can't mount it to something right away. And you can buy like a small tripod or a big tripod or any other thing with a 1/4-20 screw for mounting. And these guys have a lifetime warranty on them. Now, you may think that, well, it doesn't say that because it says that the warranty is 1 year. The great thing about Maxxeon is they want the tool truck customers to enjoy more value because they know that these are going to cost a little bit more on a truck than if they bought them somewhere else. So what they do is they extend a lifetime warranty through my distributor to me that I pass on to you. Love that. So I don't know if you buy one of these from Maxxeon if they're going to honor a lifetime warranty or not. I can tell you what it's like through my distributor. So that's why I sell them as my main work light. I also have work lights from Coast because those also have a lifetime warranty. But I like Maxxeon a lot. They have a really good, diverse product portfolio. They do mainly lighting. I don't know if they have too much in the way of products that aren't lights, but these are extremely popular. small, easy to get into tight spaces, and people buy multiples of these so they can light up a large area. And unfortunately, sometimes you leave them stuck under a car and it drives off down the road, and that's the last you see of it. But such is life, unfortunately. But the price on these just went down. They're in my current flyer for $45.99. So I think for a tool trunk price on a light like that, that's awfully good. And I see very low failure rates on these. It's been a long time since I've had to honor a warranty claim on them. I don't even know when the last time was that I did that, but their failure rate is really low. That's why I like them so much. All right, now it's time for Tool Haul After Dark. The first one is the Rock Island Armory 10mm 1911. Yes, a 1911 chambered in 10mm. Forgive the oil on this. This is what it's like right out of the package. I don't take that off because this is a new gun going to a customer. It's not going in my inventory, so I want to leave it the way that is. So it looks a little harsh only because I haven't wiped it down yet. But that's up to the customer to do. So this guy, I don't want to lose the barrel plug. This guy has a wonderful textured grip. It has the safety on the back strap. Although it does not have what they call a combat style trigger guard, where that's not concave for your finger. It is fairly flat. And it does have a rail on the bottom to mount a light and or a laser. And the sights on it are the fiber optic front sight with a white dot rear sight. I have held 10mm guns in the past that were not at all comfortable. Oh, the spring on that is really strong. This is extremely comfortable, and I've held other 1911s in 45 caliber that have this really annoying habit of rubbing my thumb raw right here, right where it goes underneath this contour on the grip, and I hate that. This gun is extremely comfortable, and it does not rub my thumb raw, and my hand fits it, and the placement on the trigger is exactly where I want it to be. And when you wrap your weak hand around the trigger guard, it fits there nicely, even though it's not the combat trigger guard, which is a little anti-slip when it has a contour for your finger so you can keep the muzzle rise down. It still fits beautifully. The thing I like about Rock Island Armory is their prices for the quality. This is a very solidly built gun. You can feel how solid it is when you hold it. This is not a lightweight gun by any stretch, but the tolerances are tight on this. There's no slop in the action. And for $500, I don't know that you can find a better quality 1911 chambered in 10mm. Try it and see. I don't know what you might find, but I've always been so impressed with Rock Island Armory's prices, and their quality can't be beat. And the other Rock Island Armory gun I have is this awesome AR style 22 caliber rifle. This is the TM22, has a collapsible stock on it, styled with an AR lower, straight competition style trigger. It has a plastic handguard here and an A2 sight in the front. It also has an attachable rear A2 sight that you can put on the rail back here. Or you can put a red dot or a scope on there, whatever you want. And this little guy is just a fun little shooter. The most unbelievable thing about this is $169. Yeah, you heard that right. $169 for this guy. A little plinker, fun to shoot. Comes with 10 round magazines. You can buy 15 and 25 round mags. And this gun is going to my buddy Sammy Salinas, and he asked me to order a couple of higher capacity magazines for him. So I have two 25 round magazines that are on the way that I had to buy from a different supplier. So he's going to get this with all the mags, and for fairly short money, he's going to find himself in a nice little sport gun that he can use for target practice or plinking or just having some fun with. So I really like the stuff from Rock Island Armory. because I really don't think you can beat the value. You can spend less on guns. Taurus, for example, has some less expensive offerings, but I really like Rock Island's quality. I don't think you can beat it for the money. So value is where you find it in this world. Taurus guns are fantastic. I can wholeheartedly recommend them. But if you want to step up your quality game and maybe get stuff with tighter tolerances or stuff that has a bigger breadth of options, Rock Island Armory is an outstanding brand to consider. You can buy their stuff in a lot of places. You can look at Palmetto State Armory. For one, they sell their stuff rather inexpensive. And they're a great retailer because then you can buy directly from them. Just have it shipped to an FFL of your choice. I am a dealer for Palmetto State, so I can buy their stuff through an account rep that I have there. And such was the case with both of these firearms. They came from Palmetto State, but the customer's buying them from me. I really hope you enjoyed this week's tool haul video. Please keep watching the channel because fairly soon I'm going to be putting up a flyer drop video for the Q4 flyer that has everything that's on sale for October, November, and December of 2024. And that'll take us to the end of the year. Of course, we'll have more tools in the haul videos, and I've got some air tool repair videos I'm going to show you too, because I have a snap-on half-inch gun and an Ingersoll half-inch gun, and there's a bit of a story behind that, which you might be interested to hear. So do me a favor, click down here now to subscribe so you don't miss any of it. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, use a tool, don't be one.